Hey, Buster. Hi, I'm QDC. What we're about to build today is Tamiya's Nashorn kit, and this is in 1/35th scale. So before we start building this kit, I happened to go to Berlin, Germany, and I went to see Hitler's bunker, and I want to use it as a backdrop for you to, watch me build this model kit. Now, here's a heads up. If you're an American, and if you decide to go to Berlin, Germany, just to see Hitler's bunker alone and nothing else, then don't go. Because Hitler's bunker is nothing but a parking lot now. I am not kidding you. Hitler's bunker is nothing but a parking lot. So if you go over there, you're going to be very disappointed. You're just going to see a bunch of cars in an empty, relatively empty parking lot with a sign that says this was Hitler's bunker. So let's go ahead and go to Berlin, Germany and enjoy building this model kit. Hi, I'm QDC. Right now we're in Berlin, Germany, and right behind me is one of the most Germany's famous sites. We're in a parking lot, but this is a very famous parking lot. This is the site of Hitler's bunker. So why I brought you over here is because this is a good place for me to actually introduce my next kit. We're going to build Tamiya's Nashorn Tank Destroyer. And so let's go ahead and start building this kit right now and enjoy the scenery back here of seeing Hitler's bunker that has converted into a parking lot. Let's look inside this box. We have parts of the hull, wheels, figures, parts for the gun, not entirely sure, looks like ammunition, more parts for the hull, lower hull, tracks, decal, information and painting guide, and the instruction sheet. Before we built this kit, I want to give you a brief history of this tank killer. It was developed as an interim solution to the Soviet tanks in 1942 by equipping a light turretless chassis based on the Panzer III and Panzer IV tanks with the 88mm anti-tank gun. Though only lightly armored and displaying a high profile, it could penetrate the front armor of any Allied tank at long range, and its relatively low cost and superior mobility to heavier vehicles ensured it remained in production until the end of World War II. The Nashorn made its debut during the Battle of Kursk in 1943, where it performed extremely well. The ability to engage the enemy at long distances negated the disadvantages of its light armor, lack of roof, and large profile, and revealed that the weapon was well suited to the open and flat steppes that made up much of the landscape of the Western Soviet Union. In Italy, however, the generally hilly terrain was not as favorable to harnessing the Nashorn's full abilities. Total production of Nashorns amounted to some 494 vehicles, most of which were built in 1943. Production of Nashorn continued into 1945. Okay, so we built the model kit, and now it's time for me to show you what I think about this kit so far. Take a look. This is the computer model kit before painting, and this is the best kit I've built so far from Tamiya. It's very well detailed and fun to build. What aided the fun was Tamiya's carefully thought out process in designing the kit for maximum enjoyment. They designed the parts to fit well, and they give you enough parts to make a realistic Nashorn, but not too many parts that will overwhelm you. In addition, they included a very informative instruction booklet full of information that not only tells you how to build the kit, but also adds enjoyment in learning what the parts do in reality. The gun is incredibly detailed. Everywhere I look, this model screams details. Although I like this kit, there are two drawbacks. First, the advertisement of metal parts are misleading. Written on the box, it says main gun uses metal parts. I thought it may be a metal gun barrel, but I was wrong. These are the actual metal parts. I was disappointed. It was just two metal rods. These two metal rods are used to elevate the gun. Second, there are injector pin marks that need to be filled, but that's not a real fault from Tamiya. It's just limitations of the manufacturing of a model kit. Overall, the cons of the model are small compared to the pros. This is a very good model kit, and I recommend this kit for the intermediate and the advanced modeler only. If you're a beginner, you would struggle building this kit. It's time for me to paint the model. I just glued on the gun, and I just want to really let you know that it's a shame that I had to put this two sides together because it's going to hide the beautiful detail that this model kit offers. Okay, so we built the model kit, we painted it, we weathered it, and now it's time for me to show you the entire model kit from the beginning to the end. Take a look. Painting this model proved to be a unique challenge for me. I couldn't use my normal paint everything at once and then weather the details afterwards method. If I did this, weathering and detailing the interior would be difficult. Since this is such a fine kit from Tamiya, I wanted to show off its outstanding interior, and my normal way of painting wouldn't show off what the model deserves. As a result, I needed to approach painting this kit in a different manner. I decided that the best way for me to paint the model is to do it in sections. By painting and weathering in sections, I was able to paint the interior first without any obstructions. I started off painting the interior by doing some prep work. I wanted to show off scuff marks and worn deck plates. I originally wanted to just use a brush and paint the scuff marks on, but I decided to use an old time technique of paint, rubber cement, and a sponge. I started off painting the undercoat first with a brush. This will appear as worn paint afterwards. Then I applied rubber cement and let dry. I applied top coat paint and allowed the paint to dry. Using a pencil eraser, I rubbed off the rubber cement and to reveal the first layer of paint. Finally, using a foam sponge from a paintbrush, I dabbed black paint onto the deck. And the result is a worn out appearance that I'm satisfied with. After the interior was done, I focused my attention onto the running gear. I first applied AK terrain neutral texture for earth for mud effects. Then I painted and weathered the running gear as I normally do. Finishing the rest of the model, I painted the rest of the model using the standard methods of painting and weathering that I normally use. There's nothing really special to talk about except that I use the same techniques for worn paint effects I've done for the interior. I really enjoyed building this model kit. Tamiya has created a very well detailed model that I'm sure most people will enjoy building and painting. I hope this video encouraged you to build a model kit of your own. That completes this model project. What you're about to see is a video slideshow of the entire model kit. But before I go, as always, just because I put this video here on YouTube, it doesn't make me a model kit expert. I'm not an expert, I'm just a regular guy just like you. So it's really unusual for me to be here in Berlin on Hitler's bunker, just looking at the aftermath of just seeing a parking lot. So I'm pretty sure it's kind of strange to you as it's strange to me. But anyway, I'm QDC, and saying goodbye to you from Berlin.